TV Days Drama Digest say that in the labyrinthine tapestry of Salem, where secrets fester like wounds and truths emerge from shadows, the story of Caitlin "Cat" Green is a saga of heartbreak, deception, and the unyielding pull of destiny. Her journey, intertwined with the enigmatic John Black, a man whose life was a kaleidoscope of heroism and guilt, is one that has gripped the hearts of those who follow the tangled lives of Salem's residents. What began as a fleeting connection between a teenage runaway and a recovering hero in 2006 has spiraled into a revelation that could reshape the very fabric of their shared history. Could Cat Green, once known as Caitlin Parker, be the lost biological daughter of John Black, the man who died a hero in Salem? The story begins in the sultry, perilous streets of Greece in the 1980s, where John Black, then a man caught in a web of espionage and moral ambiguity, found himself entangled in a deadly chase. Accused of shooting Katharina Meliones, the cherished daughter of crime lord Constantine Meliones, John carried the weight of that night like a stone in his heart. The accusation was a specter that haunted him for decades, its shadow darkening his every step. The world believed Katharina had perished, and John, branded a killer, bore the guilt of a crime he did not commit. Yet the truth, revealed only in the twilight of his life, was far more complex. John had not fired the fatal shot. Instead, he had orchestrated a desperate plan to save Katharina and her mother, spiriting them away to America under the cover of darkness to escape Constantine's ruthless empire. This act of covert heroism, however, came at a cost. Constantine, consumed by grief and vengeance, believed John had murdered his daughter. His pursuit of John was relentless, a vendetta that spanned continents and years, fueled by a father's anguish and a criminal's wrath. The truth that Katharina had survived, living incognito in Greece before vanishing into the American ether, remained buried until October 2024, when the layers of deception began to peel away, revealing a web of lies that would ensnare Cat Green and draw her inexorably closer to John's legacy. Caitlin Parker first appeared in Salem in 2006, a teenage runaway with eyes that held the weight of unspoken traumas. Frightened and adrift, she was a soul in search of solace, her past a mystery even to herself. It was John Black, then grappling with his own demons in drug treatment at the behest of Kate Roberts, who extended a hand to her. In the sterile, fluorescent-lit halls of the treatment center, John became the first person to see beyond Kat's guarded exterior. His kindness, tempered by his own struggles, offered her a lifeline. He listened to her fears, shared stories of his own battles, and slowly coaxed her into the light of Salem's community. To Cat, John was more than a mentor. He was the father she had never known, a beacon of stability in a world that had offered her none. Yet, their bond, profound as it was, remained unofficial. John never formally adopted Cat, and her paths soon diverged. Taken in by Jack and Jennifer Devereaux, she found a temporary home, only to be swept into the orbit of the powerful DiMera family through her connection to Stefano DiMera in 2007. Adopted into the DiMera clan, Kat's identity shifted once more, her life now entwined with one of Salem's most formidable dynasties. But the shadow of her past, and her connection to John, lingered like an unfinished melody. The truth about Kat's identity erupted in October 2024, shattering the fragile illusions that had defined her life. Caitlin Parker was not who she seemed. She was Cat Green, granddaughter of Constantine Meliones and niece of Katharina Meliones, the woman John had been accused of killing. The revelation was a seismic shock, unraveling years of carefully constructed lies. Katharina, it turned out, had not died in Greece. She had lived, hidden away, her existence a closely guarded secret. Kat, meanwhile, had been manipulated into a scheme to pose as fake Abigail, a pawn in a plot to seize control of the DiMera fortune. The plan failed, and Kat's true identity as Kat Green emerged, tying her to the very family that had once hunted John Black. But the question that now burns in the hearts of Salem's residents is this: could there be more to Kat's story? Could she, in fact, be John Black's lost biological daughter, a secret buried so deep that even Kat herself remains unaware? The possibility is as tantalizing as it is heartbreaking, for John, the man who died a hero, is no longer here to witness the truth unfold. John Black's death was a wound felt deeply in Salem. A man of contradictions, soldier, spy, father, friend, he had faced countless trials, from battling his own demons to protecting those he loved. His final act of heroism, though shrouded in mystery, cemented his legacy as a man who would sacrifice everything for the greater good. But what if his greatest sacrifice was one he never knew he made? What if Kat, the girl he once guided through the darkness, was his own flesh and blood, a daughter lost to the chaos of his past? The clues are faint but compelling. Kat's early years are a patchwork of half-remembered moments and obscured truths. As a runaway, she had no clear recollection of her origins, her memories fragmented by trauma. Could it be that Katharina Meliones, in her years of hiding, gave birth to a child? John's child, before sending her into the world to protect her from Constantine's reach? The timing aligns. John's time in Greece in the 1980s, his encounter with Katharina, and the subsequent years of secrecy could conceal a liaison that resulted in Kat's birth. If true, it would mean that John's act of saving Katharina was not just an act of heroism, but a deeply personal sacrifice, one that cost him the chance to know his daughter. Kat, now in her late 30s, stands at a crossroads. The revelation of her identity as Kat Green has left her reeling, questioning everything she thought she knew about herself. The DiMera name, once a source of power, now feels like a cage, its legacy tainted by betrayal. Her memories of John, though, remain a touchstone. She recalls the way he looked at her, not with pity but with understanding, as if he saw something in her that she could not yet see in herself. Could that look have been the unspoken recognition of a father for his daughter? The thought is both a comfort and a torment, for John is gone, and the truth may have died with him. In the wake of John's death, Kat embarks on a quest to uncover the full extent of her past. Salem, with its labyrinth of secrets, is both her ally and her adversary. She pores over old letters, photographs, and cryptic messages left by Katharina, searching for any hint of her true parentage. The DiMera mansion, with its hidden rooms and locked drawers, holds clues that tantalize but elude her grasp. She enlists the help of old friends Jack and Jennifer, who once took her in, and Marlena Evans, John's widow, whose grief is tempered by a fierce determination to honor his memory. Marlena, in particular, becomes Kat's confidant. The two women, bound by their love for John, sift through his past, piecing together fragments of his time in Greece. They uncover a journal, hidden in a safe deposit box, that John kept during those tumultuous years. Its pages are filled with cryptic entries, references to a life saved and a debt unpaid. One passage, written in John's distinctive scrawl, stops Kat cold. "I left her behind, but I'll never stop wondering. If I have a child out there, God help me, I hope they're safe." The words are a dagger to Kat's heart, fueling her suspicion that she is the child he never knew. Meanwhile, the specter of Constantine Meliones looms large. Though dead, his influence lingers in the form of his loyalists, who guard the secrets of his empire with fanatical devotion. Kat's inquiries draw their attention, and she finds herself followed, her every move shadowed by unseen eyes. A late-night break-in at her apartment leaves her shaken but resolute. Among the scattered papers, she finds a photograph of Katharina, young and radiant, standing beside a man whose face is obscured. The back of the photo bears a single word, John. As Kat digs deeper, the possibility that she is John's daughter becomes more than a personal quest. It threatens to upend the power dynamics of Salem. The de Moras, ever protective of their legacy, view Kat's search with suspicion. If she is John Black's daughter, her claim to their fortune could destabilize their empire. Stefano's surviving heirs, led by E.J. de Mera, close ranks, determined to keep Kat under their control. But Kat, no longer the frightened runaway, refuses to be cowed. She has inherited John's tenacity, his unyielding drive to uncover the truth, and she will not rest until she knows who she truly is. The climax of Kat's journey comes in a confrontation at the old Meliones estate in Greece, where she travels in search of answers. The crumbling villa, perched on a cliff overlooking the Aegean Sea, is a monument to Constantine's faded glory. There, in a hidden room, Kat discovers a cache of documents that confirm her suspicions. A birth certificate, faded but legible, lists Katharina Meliones as her mother and John Black as her father. The revelation is a thunderclap, a moment that rewrites her entire existence. She is not just Kat Green, not just a de Mera by adoption, but the daughter of a hero, a man who gave everything to protect her mother and, unknowingly, her. Kat returns to Salem transformed. The knowledge of her true parentage is both a gift and a burden. She stands at John's grave, the wind carrying the scent of the sea, and speaks to him as she never could in life. "I found you," she whispers, tears streaming down her face. "I'm your daughter." The words are a release, a reclamation of a bond that time and tragedy could not erase. But the story is far from over. In Salem, secrets never stay buried for long. As Kat embraces her identity as John Black's daughter, new questions arise. What other truths did John take to his grave? Are there others in Salem who knew of her parentage and chose to keep silent? And what will the de Moras do when they learn that their adopted daughter carries the blood of their greatest rival? For now, Kat Green stands tall, a woman forged in the crucible of loss and discovery. She is John Black's legacy, a living testament to his courage and his heart. And in the ever-turning wheel of Salem's drama, her story is just beginning. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.